A little while ago I was in New York City visiting my brother who is a homosexual, and I've lived with my brother for a number of years in London, and I was visiting him, and it was it's always interesting because you're right in the thick of a secular society, and we were going out one evening to some of his favourite restaurants, and we met some of his friends on a rooftop bar that overlooked New York City. This girl started to tell me about how she had given up on men, given up on the idea of ever becoming a wife and having a family and having children. And I got the sense that she'd been in numerous relationships in her life that had let her down, where she had now got to a place, and I'm guessing she's in her late 30s, but got to a place where where the clock was ticking for her, and she couldn't see a way that she would ever have children. We're all sitting around the table and having a great time, and there was conversations going on all around the place, and the conversation sort of went on to sex and relationships and those sort of things, as often they do in those environments. And you know, I just felt to contribute to the conversation. But it was interesting, you know, when I started to speak, the table went quiet, you know, because what I was saying was it was something that I don't think any of them had ever heard before. When I met my wife, we chose to refrain from being sexually active until our wedding night. And I told that, and I said, well, it was amazing. You know, we wanted our marriage to be right, and we wanted our marriage to honour God, and I wanted to honour her. And they just sat there and they listened to me to express what God has done in my life and in my marriage, and how we now have a fruitful and an amazing family and children, and it's glorious and wonderful. And I wasn't trying to be all religious and tell them about how they should live their lives. I was really honestly just expressing what my life was like. And it was totally countercultural. It was something that they'd never heard before. And then the girl next to me, who had spoken to earlier in the night and who told me that she'd lost faith in men, she pipes up and says, "You would actually do that?" And I turned to her and looked at her, and she had tears coming down her face. She was so impacted, you know. She said, "You know, would you actually do that? I have never met a man that would do that for me." And I still pray for her. I still pray that she will meet a man, you know, and hopefully she'll turn her life to God and meet a godly man who would treat her right. I just think that we can't hide that as Christians, you know. It's real, it's tangible, and it's powerful. God's power isn't just for our lives, it brings change to the lives of those that we encounter. And I just encourage Christians to say it how it is and not shrink back.